In today's video, I want to explain to you one of the best mirrorless cameras for beginners in the Canon R50. If that sounds interesting to you, don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'm Dave from TVR Creators, and I really do make the best content for beginners and hobbyists. If that sounds interesting to you, let's check out this camera, and then afterwards I'll talk a little bit about the best and easiest way to film your videos. Now, the Canon R50 really is a great camera for beginners. It's a camera that you can evolve into, grow with, and a camera that can teach you all the basics, and this is why the R50 is a great camera. This 24.2 megapixel mirrorless camera is a fantastic camera. Mirrorless cameras tend to be smaller because they have no mirrors, and what I love about this, it has a really nice flip screen, touch screen, so you can focus on whatever object or person yourself that you're filming. And what's really cool, it has an easy record button, nice photo button. You can play around the shutter speed and the ISO, but as a beginner, I would highly recommend sticking it on a tripod, make sure you've got a full battery, let the camera do all the heavy lifting for you, and just press record like you would with a point and shoot camera or you would your phone. So that's a really cool tip. I would definitely start out with this camera. Now, it has interchangeable lenses. It starts with the 18-45mm kit lens, which is perfectly fine while you're starting out. There is the beautiful sensor there. What's nice about the R50 over the M50, it does have more lenses, and as it's the most recent camera in the range, it may have more lenses, or the companies that make lenses for this camera. Now, if you're probably a person that's like, what lens do I start with? That is a question I get asked quite a bit. I would say start with the kit lens, see how we get on. You have a nice range of 18-45mm, which basically means you have a nice sort of wide angle shot, and you can zoom in or have a more sort of narrow shot if you so wish. At the moment, I'm using a 15mm on my M50, so it gives you a rough idea of what it would look like. And as you can see on the screen there, and what's really nice, you can just sort of press on the screen and it will focus on your face. And if you just sit for a moment, the light adjustment of the camera will adjust the lighting, especially on a day like today where it's very cloudy and the light is awful, if I'm brutally honest. And it will do all that for you. Now, you can play around with shutter speed and ISO to get the best shot in manual mode. The R50 takes some fantastic cameras. What I like about this when it comes to photography is, say if it's a moving object or you want lots of different photos, it really will take lots of pictures at once. It won't get too confused, unlike older cameras that you can take 3 or 4 photos and then the camera has to think about it for a second. So the R50 is very good at that. So if you're going on like a racing day or watching horses and stuff like that, this could be a camera you might want to check out. Also great for family and friends. If you're on a holiday, if you got room for it, you can definitely take it because it looks professional, it's light, and it's quite small as well, making this a very nice camera. And it will come with a spare battery, a box, a brief manual, which won't say a lot, a nice little strap, and everything you so wish. And sometimes you can actually get deals now. I will have a link to this camera in the description below. And if you're getting value so far, don't forget to like and subscribe. Why not buy us a coffee, which supports everything I do here on the channel. Now, the other main thing I'd say about this, it also has a microphone jack, which means you can attach a microphone to it like I'm using now. And I'd recommend any sort of decent, I use the Rode shotgun microphone, but feel free to shop around, or you could get yourself a wireless microphone if you're further away from the camera, or days like today when it's windy. That's something I should perhaps look into. So these are some of the things you want to think about. You're probably thinking, Dave, I'm a bit overwhelmed, there's a lot to think about. Now, what's really cool about this, it tells you everything that you need to know, as Texas Chainsaw Massacre's in the background. It's Halloween soon. But what I would say is, if you are a complete beginner, you have no clue how to use it, get a tripod, stick on a tripod, put it into video mode, press record, and honestly, it will perform really nice video. It records in HD and in 4K, which is really nice. And you can do slow motion in HD up to 120 frames per second, so you get that really nice slow motion shot, which makes it really cool. But I really like this camera. It's just a nice, this is just a nice camera, but feel free to ask your questions below if I'm not killed by then, by Texas Chainsaw. Wow. But I'll tell you what, this camera really is a camera to check out. It's a really nice camera, does everything you need it to do, and I absolutely love this camera. So go and check it out. Now, if you want to know, okay, so how do I film? Now, the things you want to think about, make sure you have a full battery, make sure you have a spare battery just in case. When you're not recording, turn off the camera. It's a nice little power tip. get yourself a £15–20 tripod, or if you want to spend a bit more, get something a bit more professional, maybe sort of £30, but you don't have to spend the earth to get a decent tripod, that's something to bear in mind. And if you're starting out, just press record in video mode and let the camera do all the work for you. Now if you're feeling a bit more venturous, then you can go around and play around at shutter speed, the ISO, and just experiment. My best advice is experiment with this camera. Now, if you want a different lens down the road, there's plenty of lenses to choose from, 200 to 300mm lens, 75 to 300mm. Just type in the camera of any camera that you've got and the lens you want, and it should tell you what lens is compatible with each camera, and that should power out. But for those you starting out, the kit lens is perfectly fine for starting out. Now I just want to say it's been very windy today. We've had wind, we've had noise in the background, the lighting is poor, but I really hope you've had value from today's video. I'm Dave from TVR Creators, and in a moment I'm going to send you 2 end cards that are going to bring you even more value, possibly even better lighting as well. And I just want to say, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching and putting up with today's chaos, and I'll see you in the next video. Why? Well, obviously, you guys rock.